Hello everyone, today I'll show you a couple things I found at some ReStores lately. Obviously today we are going to be taking a look at numerous amounts of ballasts. Now, I haven't done a ReStore finds of the day video in quite a while now, so I figured since I had all these ballasts that I found, I might as well just make a video on it, since I'm not really going to make separate videos on all of these ballasts, since there's really no point, and I can't really test them since all my fixtures kind of have ballast in them already, but these are pretty much all spares and I am assuming all of them work. Now, all fluorescent ballasts you see here I got for $5 or less, and this big core and coil ballast is actually a 250 watt Mercury Vapor Ballast. I got that one for $20. That one was actually in a fixture, but the fixture was all broken up, so I just took out the ballast and it works quite good actually. So we're going to be looking at these fluorescent ballasts first, of course, so let's get started. Okay, so the first one is this Philips cool coil ballast. It can take 2 F40 or 2 F30 T12 bulbs. It's quite interesting, and it is made in Canada. Of course, it has a interesting little design here. I like the label up here. It's quite simple. As you can see, it's not like the usual. It's in a regular fluorescent can ballast case. You have all your red wires over here and blue wires, and you have all your yellow and input over there. So we'll take a look at the label. Of course, we have Philips, made in Canada. Vanguard, that's from old Philips Advance. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 0.8 amps, same as all the ballasts. Sound rated A, and there's no PCB, which is quite good. So over here you have your model number, and over here you have all your lamps. And over there you have French. Right here you have your schematic, and over here we have some just like mount lamps and everything, and there's your cool coil thing. So anyway, of course we have a lot more to look at, so let's move on. Okay, so the next one is this Canadian General Electric or CGE gold label ballast. It can take 2 F40 or 2 F30 bulbs, same as the last one we looked at. It is quite old, and I haven't tested this one out yet. Actually, I haven't tested any of them out yet. I'm assuming they work though. So we'll take a look at the label. Of course, it's in a regular fluorescent can case. So we'll take a look at the label. It's quite heavy. There's your wires over there. You go CG gold label, and I believe that's a model number right there. And you have manufacturer all written all over it. Rapid start ballast. There you go. There's all your power info. There's your schematic. Made in Canada by Canadian General Electric. We have the manufacturer thing all the way on the bottom again. And we have 24 months warranty. So I believe this ballast is pretty good quality. I already have a fixture with this same ballast in it. So it's quite an interesting ballast, and I like CGE stuff. It's quite interesting since CGE is now obsolete. So anyway, the next one is this Philips Advance for 1 F20 or 1 F15 bulb, or 1 F14. It's quite large for the wattage, and it's only for one lamp. So this ballast is quite large for what it powers. But anyway, of course, we have the blue wires on this side and the power inputs, and we have the red wires on this side. So take a look at the label. Of course, it's made by Philips Advance. We have some stuff on the bottom there. So barcode, and we have 120 volts, of course. There's all your lamps it can take, and there's the schematic. There's your ratings and everything. So, and there's your model number, of course, on the top there. So anyway, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so the next ballast is very similar to the other one, only actually it's very similar. This one does 1 F40 bulb. It doesn't do F30, it just does 1 F40. It is made by Advance, not Philips Advance, and it's using a very, very similar label to that other Philips Advance one. So, of course, it takes only one bulb, 1 F40. There's your logo, of course, up there, the old Advance logo. It's a Mark III ballast, which is quite interesting. F40 G12, there you go. There's your barcode. much the same as the other one. Now what I found interesting about this one is you can actually hear where everything is in this ballast. So if you do this, you can't really hear hollow. That's where the ballast is, of course. And over here, it's hollow, so the capacitor must be there. So I found that quite interesting. So anyway, we'll move on to the next ballast. Okay, so this one is made by Sylvania, and it's for high output 2x F48 bulbs. So it'll do 2 of those. It's very, very large, as you can see. Takes 2 high output bulbs. Over here we have our power inputs, and you can also use those for other things. And over here we have our power to lamps. So we'll take a look at the schematic. It's quite interesting. So of course over here we have our Sylvania logo. Let's zoom in on this. I have no desire to pick this thing up. It's really heavy. Oops. There we go. So we have Sylvania over there. Made in Mexico. It's a magnetic ballast. Your lamp types, and there's your schematic over there. There's your barcode, and you have all that stuff on the bottom there. Of course, it's mounted in a regular, really big fluorescent can ballast sort of thing. Like, you can just see how big this thing is. Actually, compare it to a normal size of magnetic rapid start ballast. We'll get this one that we showed last time. There's your size comparison. Of course, it's a lot thicker. So anyway, we'll move on to the next ballast. Okay, so this is the final fluorescent ballast. It's a Philips ballast. It can do 2 F15 or 2 F14 bulbs or 2 F20. Of course, it's quite small for a magnetic ballast. I'm not sure if this has a capacitor in it. Maybe it does, I don't know. But anyway, over here we have our power input leads and our yellow wires. And over here we have our red wires and our blue wires. So we'll take a look at the label, of course. It's not in the best of condition right now. There you go. It's quite simple. There's your model number on the top. So there's all your lights there, if you can kind of make out that chart. And there's your schematic on the bottom. And of course we have all that stuff on there. So anyway, we'll move on to the final ballast that is not a fluorescent ballast. It is actually a cord and coil one. So let's move on. Okay, so here's the final ballast I found. It was $20 with a fixture. The fixture that I actually got this out of was unfortunately broken, so I just salvaged the ballast. And this ballast actually works great. It's for either a metal halide or a Mercury Vapor lamp. It's obviously for 250 watts. I'm not going to be picking this up since this thing weighs a ton. Here's your capacitor. It's not that heavy, this one. Obviously over here we have our 3 taps in. So we have 120, 277, or 347. There was wires on here, but I took them off since they were kind of a nuisance and I never really used them. So anyway, over here we have wires that we can't take off either. We have some stuck wires. There we go. It's quite a simple ballast. We'll take a look at the label. There we go. So there's your lamp ratings. And there is your schematic. Now, what I found interesting about this ballast is the coils are like perfectly wound, if you kind of get what I mean. Like, they are absolutely perfect in line. So I found that quite interesting, and this ballast is, I pretty think, is good quality. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video of my ReStore finds of the day. Thanks so much for watching.